Hey everyone, welcome back to another Kevin's Kreations, production of Geektopia Island. I'm your host Kevin.
I'm Cardwell.
And today we're going to be going over a fan request video that they wanted the machine deck. Just however my take on a machine deck would be. And I made a pretty fun one.
Yeah.
It's a little different than normal machine decks. I mean, it has the same general idea, but I wanted to see what it could do with Arthur, and so that's pretty much what I did.
You know, everyone's trying to use Hanzo, but, you know, get him out of here, man.
Yeah.
Arthur's all about the machine.
Hanzo can stay green with his cats. I got a fun green Hanzo deck with him, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But right now, we'll delve into the Arthur deck that I made. I call it Arthur's Junkyard, because it's all about machines and piecing them together and making them better.
Yep.
So without further ado, let's delve into the deck, Cardwell.
Alright, let's do it.
Alright, so Arthur. Divinity 10, Judgment of 3 blue, and Energize of blue. Very simple, very straightforward. That's where he is.
Yeah. I'm
not a huge fan of the 3 blue Judgment, but I understand it. It's
kind of rough, especially since we're actually 2 colors, correct?
Yeah, it's a 2-color deck, but I don't know. It seems rough.
Yeah.
But he Judgments into a 0/8 flyer with Divinity 10. Seems a little weird, but he's got an inner trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Choose up to 2 machine resonators from among them and remove it from the game. He gets a 1/1 counter for the convert mana cost of both those dudes. So you remove a 4-drop, you remove a 3-drop, he gets 7 counters.
Yep.
And then the rest that you reveal are put in the graveyard. That's pretty much all he does. His payout for 3 blue is a little lackluster, especially if you're playing against green, because they can just low-ride that and you get a 0/8 flyer.
Yeah, for just 3 blue.
Great.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool. We'll have to see what else he comes and gets, but...
Yeah, we've always been hard on him, and so is the community. He's just... sad.
But I had to try him to see if he is just as bad as we think he is, and I really kind of think he is right now.
But the runes in blue are really powerful.
All the stuff with him is really, really strong.
Yeah.
Alright, so, Rune Deck. I've got Maintenance, which is Divinity 2, and it's 0 quick cast. Put 2 1/1 counters on target machine resonator.
My favorite, I think, of all of them.
Yeah, so you're just strong. Like, free. That dude's big.
Yep.
It gets you out of like a certain death toll. Like if they're at deal 2 damage, you're like, cool, my 2/2 gets 2 counters.
Yep.
Or it gives you extra damage. It's just really good in this deck.
Yeah.
The next one I have is Blessing of the Sun. It's actually a white chant rune, and it's Divinity 2, 2 white, and you can pay a white less to play this from your rune area. So it essentially costs 1. And J resonators you control get +2/+2, and at the end of the next end step, all your dudes untap.
Yep.
I wanted to use this just because I'm already going to be going wide, so getting a free attack essentially is pretty sweet.
Yeah, and leaving up all your small dudes for blockers or whatever, it's really good.
Yeah, because you just get to swing in and hit extra damage and then untap all your dudes that don't die.
Yep.
I think it's really strong for what it is for Divinity 2.
Yeah.
Like, let's get real. Next up is Antimatter Cannon Excalibur. It is his actual master rune. I don't know how I feel about it yet. It's okay. It's not the best, but I wanted to try it. 2 blue and 1 for Divinity 2. You can only play it if you're playing Arthur. And your opponent separates all non-magic stone, non-J-roller entities they control into 2 piles. And then you put all piles on 1 on the bottom of its owner's deck in any order.
So, it depends, right? If they're going wide as well, it makes them, lose half their creatures, maybe.
Yeah, it gives them the option to make the piles, you choose which one goes away.
Yeah.
So it is kind of nice in that regard that you get to choose where they go, instead of they choosing, but they choose what goes where.
Yeah.
The next one I have is the first Divinity 3 rune, 2 blue for Petrification, and resonators your opponent controls don't recover during the next recovery phase.
Yeah.
This card is amazing, and I think it's very underappreciated right now. I think it's really good for 2 blue because it's just don't untap for 1 turn.
If you watched our brawl we just recently did with this one, it's just so good. It'll stop aggro in its tracks for a turn, which, you're all about the beatdowns, and if you can't do that, then...
Yeah, and if you give 1 turn... Like, I played this at our locals and played a Keurig dude, and I was just like, oh, you have 4 dudes? They could stay home.
Yeah.
And it's so strong for what it does.
Definitely while you just build up a board after
that. In that same brawl, I played the last rune, which is Scrap and Build, and it's Divinity 3 for a blue and 2. You may pay 2 less to play this from your rune area. Cool. As additional cost, remove X machines from your graveyard. search your deck for a machine, or look at the top X cards of your deck. Put a machine with total cost X or less from among them into the field. Put the rest on the bottom. If
it was search, it would be better.
Yeah.
It would be what it needs to be, I think.
Yeah. I liked scrap and build, but in my deck, I'm not a big fan of it. I don't know. I feel like there's better, and the one that I liked better and I thought about running was Caliburn, the Sword of Judgment. And it's the same Divinity 3, but it costs 4 mana, 2 blue and 2. Target 2 Resonators your opponent controls. Your opponent chooses one of them and returns it to their hand, and the other you destroy it.
Yeah.
Or banish it. So I think that's a lot better in this deck, just because you're going to be needing to clear their board and get your dudes in.
Yeah.
I like scrap and build, but I think that's just better.
It really is, because no matter what, it gets rid of 2 dudes. No matter how they want to keep it or not, it just gets, as he said, clears the way.
Yeah, it clears you in so you can just get your dudes in there, and it just gives you that extra board advantage, really.
Yeah.
So I think it's a little better than scrap and build, so whenever I redo this, I'm probably going to put that in. I just enjoy it better.
Nice. Well, with that, let's go ahead and jump in here. And now, of course, we said 2 colors. It's a blue-white. Now, with the first white creature, Kevin, actually, the only white creature that I see is Angel of Hope. 1 white, 2/3. I love this card. Flying Drain. So Drain is whenever it deals damage, you gain that much life. Mm-hmm. And whenever you do Judgment or Ruler, invert this card. We'll get to that for a second. Whenever you gain life from anywhere, put a 1/1 counter on her. Super good. Pumps her up. If you have multiple, they pump each other up. It's insane.
Yeah.
When you do Judgment, Angel of Despair, 4/5 flying. It keeps the counters when you invert. When this card inverts, destroy target Resonator if it had a 1/1 counter on it. Simple as that.
Yeah, so this deck's all about 1/1 counters, and you're going to get some on her pretty easily.
Oh, yeah.
She's a threat all of herself, just because when you Judgment... Like, the reason I wanted to use her in this is because it gives Arthur another thing to do when he Judgments.
Yeah.
It gives you an extra ability. So it gives you a destroy creature when you Judgment, which is pretty sweet.
And of course, later down the line, we'll talk about, the main star of all the blue decks right now.
Yeah.
But at the moment, Donut Drone. It's a cute name with a cute picture. It's 1 blue, 2/2. Banish this. It doesn't have flying, which is weird because it's flying in the picture.
Welcome to Force the Will.
Yeah, welcome to Force the Will, right? Banish this card. Put 4 1/1 counters on target machine Resonator. Play this ability only during your turn. Super good.
I'll take a 2/2 that I can, on my turn, make my dude big. Yeah, great. It's good for the attack too. So you're like swinging with this dude because it says on your turn. It doesn't matter what time during your turn. So you're like swinging with this other guy. Oh, you blocked him. He gets 4 counters. I lose this 2/2. Great.
Exactly.
It's just so good.
Of course, go ahead and with super helps with the next card, Vivien, the Mechanical Fairy. It's 1 blue, 3/3 flying, which is pretty decent already.
Yeah.
Whenever another machine enters the field under your control, put a 1/1 counter on her. Okay.
Awesome.
Remove 2 of those counters from this card and rest target Resonator.
This card is insane for 1 mana. Just because you put a lot of counters on her, you can just be like, no, don't attack with that guy. Don't attack with that guy. Or tap that dude down, then I can kill into that dude.
Exactly.
Just so much value that you get off of a Vivien. It's ridiculous.
It's uncommon, which blows my mind.
Yeah.
Because if you're going second, you could play her and then a Donut Drone, and then just sacrifice the Donut Drone, and you're swinging 7 already, or 8.
And that's after you swung with the Donut Drone, because it's a creature. So you're just like, take 2. Oh, you're great. You took 2? Sacrifice it.
And then swing, and then when you try to race, you're like, remove these counters, don't attack me.
Yeah, you get to win that race pretty hard.
Alright. And also to help with counters, what's our little cute knight here?
Alright, so the little guy, I liked him as another 1-drop, is Mechanized Knight.
Yep.
He's a 1 mana 5/5. As long as he has a 1/1 counter, he gets to untap.
Yep.
Otherwise, he does not. That's his drawback. So it's kind of a weird drawback, but it's essentially a 5/5 for 1 mana. I don't care if he doesn't untap as long as he doesn't have a counter. He'll pretty much have a counter
all the time. Yeah.
Because you have maintenance, and I have other ways to put counters on him. So it's just he'll pretty sure gonna have a counter on him.
And go ahead and. We only saw this card once, but it beat me really quick.
Yeah.
What's this one?
So Gawain, the Swift Knight.
Yeah.
He is 2 blue and 1 for an 8/8. This card gains swiftness as long as it has a 1/1 counter on it.
As you can tell, it's going to be easy enough to do that.
And yeah, so turn 3, you play him, and then you maintenance him. You give him 2 counters. He's a 10/10 with swiftness, essentially, for 3 mana.
For 3.
Which that's insane. I will take all that value every day. But the star of the deck, and the main reason that Machines is any kind of good,
right,
is Lancelot, the Glass Knight. So he's a blue and 2 for a 6/6. He's a machine. He comes into play. You put a 1/1 counter on each machine you control. Each machine resonator. So great. All my dudes get a counter.
Yeah.
Minus an angel. Oh well. Remove 3 1/1 counters from a resonator you control. Destroy target resonator.
Just straight up. Just
thanks.
Anytime you want.
Get that dude out. You remove 10 total resonate, or you remove a total of 10 counters from any number of resonators you control. J resonators your opponents control, lose all abilities, and then you destroy all resonators your opponent controls. That ability is insane.
Yes.
Because it doesn't have to be from the same dude. It's total of 10 from all your dudes. So 3 here, 2 here, 1 here, so forth, so on.
Yeah.
And then it nullifies their whole board, just wipes their dudes, and then it kills all their resonators. They still get to keep their J, but that's okay, great. It just kill your dust.
And make sure they don't even have the eternal keyword on them.
Yeah.
It's like lose everything, and now you just get away.
Yeah, they don't even have keywords, they don't have anything. And the cutest play I've seen with Lancelot's is you get to stop inner triggers of your opponent's J. So you have your 10 counters and you wait for their turn. Because you can be activated on their turn or your turn, which is so silly.
Yeah.
So you wait for them to judgment, and if they have an inner trigger, you in response to their judgment, all your dudes lose their abilities. So your J doesn't have an ability anymore when it comes into play. Because like it just sits there as a cloud effect that says nothing has an effect. So your dude comes back or it enters as a baseless dude.
The actual enter part is erased because of that blanket fog effect.
It's so dumb. You're just like, no, you don't get your inner trigger. Thanks. No. Thanks, Lucifer. I want to keep my cards. Or Brunhild, you don't get a 4/4. You don't get a dude.
Yeah.
It's so strong. Lancelot makes this deck. He makes and breaks this deck. Every game that I got him and I played, he got to do work for me.
Yeah.
And then the next little dude that helps Lancelot out really, really well is Merlin, the control unit of Skyround. So 2 blue and 2 for a 6/8 machine with Awakening X. He comes into play, you search your deck for a machine with total cost X plus 2 and put it into the field. And then shuffle your deck. So don't forget, guys, X can be 0.
Yes.
You can pay 0 mana and make it 0 plus 2. So you always get at least a 2-drop. And in this deck, that at least gets a Vivianne, a Donut Drone, a Mechanized Knight, or in one of the additions.
Yes.
It's just insane the amount of value that he has.
Yeah, the fact that it has the +2 ability on it.
Yeah.
Makes it worth it.
And if you play Merlin for 5 with X being 1, you go get a Lancelot and you're just like, cool, great. He gets bigger and all my dudes get bigger.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Just like that. That's good value for 5 mana.
Yeah. For 4 mana and X whatever, you get to go get a dude.
Yeah.
That gives you essentially 2 dudes for 4 mana. I will take that all day.
Exactly.
I mean, everybody loved Kaguya's Moonbeam Butterfly. Just put that on a creature. And for machines, it's fantastic. So it just goes to show you what the other machines that are coming out, it's going to be insane what this card can do.
Alright, now with that, those are the creatures. We'll get into the spells here. And it's basically the love-hate relationship card that we have. Flourishing Hope, 1 white. We're playing white, because we're going to play it. Why not, right?
Yeah.
Quick cast, target J/Resonator gains Eternal. And then remove this card inverted from the game, and it becomes Bludgeoning Despair. 1 darkness, 2. Quick cast. Play this card from your removed area. Of course, target player banishes 2 Resonators.
This card's so good.
Yeah.
It's just so strong. I was like, I'm playing white. I have to run it. I can't not run it. It's too
Right.
good. Like, for 1 mana, my dude gets Eternal as an instant or a quick cast. Great. No, don't kill it.
And the spoiler alert, we're using the stones that flip. So therefore, we're going to have the darkness stones once, everything's...
Yeah, you're not going to worry too much about burgeoning early.
Yeah.
But that's okay, because you don't really need it that early. Because you got Lancelot to kill their dudes or Vivien to tap them down, so you're not really that worried about it.
Yeah, crazy. Now, why do we have this random card here?
Alright, so I was looking through my stuff, and I just saw it, and I was like, you know what? That could be pretty tricksy.
Yeah.
And it's called Unexpected Visitor. It's 1 blue quick cast. Resonators in your hand, gain quick cast until the end of turn. It's I don't know. I like it, but it seems a little clunky to me. But I really wanted to play it because I wanted to be able to play a Lancelot on your turn whenever I needed to.
Yeah.
It just, the amount of things you can do with Unexpected Visitor is pretty insane with this deck because you have a lot of inner triggers and your dudes get a lot better. Yeah, and like you're gonna have the ability to play lots of little dudes.
Yeah. Because
your dudes are gonna get bigger as you go, and if you can play all your dudes on their turn, that way they can't answer them. Why not? Like if you watched our brawl, you saw me do it a couple times. I was like, Unexpected Visitor, Merlin, Lancelot, 1-drop.
Yeah.
It's pretty silly. Because you're just like, dude. Great. And then you get to swing that next turn because all your dudes have they're past their sickness.
Yeah, and then on your turn you can also cast a rune where they don't untap. Because they swung out on your board or whatever. You play your dudes, then they can't untap. So that's 2 rounds of just going in at it.
I wanted to try it and see what it can do. I like it. I think 3's too much. I think 2 is a great number for that card, but I like it.
Would you consider it too powerful if it cantripped?
Yes.
Yeah.
It'd be really strong if it cantripped. I would really like if it cantripped, it'd be insane.
Yeah. Alright, the next one, Shayla's Adventure. 2 blue and 1. It's a chant. Draw 2 cards and you may put an addition with total 2 or less from the hand to the field. You'll see how good it is when we get to the additions in the next cards here.
Yeah, this card is Value City in this deck just because I put a lot of additions into it, and you're going to need a lot of the additions to help you out.
Yeah. Speaking of which can get Merlin at the X's 0, is the Knight's Castle in the Sky, Skyround. Blue 1 addition, it's also a machine. That's where you can get it with Merlin. Machines you control gain +1/+1, which is insane. And whenever a machine resonator enters the field, put 1/1 counter on it.
Great. So
thanks.
If you play this early, like turn 2, then every dude you play since then will just automatically have a counter on it.
Yeah.
So your little Mechanized Knight that doesn't untap, he'll automatically be able to untap.
And it's a double lord because it gives your machines +1/+1 and a counter.
Yeah. I mean, it can't attack or anything because it's just an addition, but I just giving my dudes +1/+1 and then doing it again. Yeah. Fantastic. The next addition I have is
Light Castle.
Light Castle, and it comes in. It's white and 1, and it comes into play. It puts 2 1/1 counters on each of your Resonators. So why not? I'm already going hard in counters. It's the main reason I wanted to go white is for this card, because I figured why not be able to put counters on all your dudes at one time? Because you're already doing that, so you might as well.
Because you pay 2, Lancelot's out. Oh, cool! Blow up your board. Thanks.
Yeah, and it also inverts whenever you do a Judgment of a Ruler, and it inverts into Dark Castle, Palace of Despair. And when this card inverts, put 4 -1/-1 counters on each Resonator your opponent controls.
That's really strong.
So if you're able to stack a couple of these in play and you Judgment, then their board gets -8/-8, and you get to have a big dude.
Yeah.
I don't really feel like you're losing at that point. It makes Arthur's Judgment a lot better with all the invert cards if you get to time it right.
Yeah.
And it just, Light Castle's just so good in this deck for what it does for the way I built it, because you're just like, counters on all my dudes are too big, or you get to use Lancelot's ability, and it's just silly.
Yeah, the synergy is real.
And it puts counters on the Angel, so you play that, and then you Judgment, and the Angel kills something, and then whatever else doesn't die, it gets -4 counters from the Palace.
Yeah.
It's silly.
It's pretty cute.
The final edition I have in here, I'm not set on it yet, but I wanted to try it, is Lifestealing Altar. It's 1 white. Whenever you do Judgment of Ruler, invert this card, flip it over. Whenever a Resonator you control is put into a graveyard from the field, you may pay 1. If you do, draw a card.
So with Donut Drum, just sacking and paying 1, get another card while putting 4 counters on your dude's really good.
So instead of just some value, you get all the value.
Yeah.
And then it flips into Soul Returning Altar. When this card inverts, put the top card of your Magic Stone deck into your field rested. Banish a Resonator. Target Resonator gains -4/-4. So I mainly have it in there for the front side to draw you cards.
Yeah.
That's its real purpose. If you get to flip it, I mean, great. But really, it's just there to help you draw cards. Because you're going to be trying to play your hand really quickly. And so you want to have all the card draw you can.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm set on it yet, or if I want to put another Shayla's Return into it.
Or Shayla's
Adventure, but I think I really do want another Shayla's Adventure because that card's just insane with all the additions.
Or even just one more Sky round.
Yeah. It's kind of a flex spot on what you wanted to do with it, really.
Yeah.
I wanted to try it. We'll see what it does. The stones, they're relatively simple. 2 water stones, because why not?
Yeah.
4 of the are the Machine Stone, which is Magic Stone of Dramaturgy. And it adds a blue, or you pay or you tap, put a 1/1 counter on target machine that was put into the field this turn. Simple as that.
Yeah.
I didn't really get to do much of it with it in the Brawl, but it's just there to add blue, really. And then Magic Stone of Hope, which is the when you do Judgment of a Ruler, invert this. It's the white stone that turns into a white-black stone.
Yep.
And it's solely there so you can play Flourishing Hope, Burgeoning Despair. That's its only purpose for being in the deck. Otherwise, that's it for the main board and the way the deck runs. Sideboard is kind of iffy right now, but I wanted the Shayla's Returns in the sideboard just because it gets rid of a big dude or a full drop or less. You just put that dude in your hand. Or you can put your own dudes in your hand, so like a Lancelot or a Merlin. You get extra value off your own dudes,
yeah,
which is super strong, and it protects them. The Q card in the deck for this is Lightning Cave. So non-water resonators you control lose swiftness and lose flying if it's not a water dude.
Yep.
But all your dudes mostly are water dudes. I mean, you just take out the Angel, and it's not really a big deal.
Yeah.
But it's there mostly against the aggro matchups. Or the dudes you can't deal with, like all the Karuras and all that. Anything that flies, you're just like, no, come back down to earth.
Right.
That's the main reason for Lightning Cave. I have 4 Naughty Child's Chastising. It's 1 white and 1 for quick cast, destroy target resonator that is attacking. You gain life equal to its attack. I chose this over Miscalculation for the simple fact that you need the life gain. Because you're already going to be going wide and swinging all the time.
Yeah.
So they're going to be swinging back at you. And I wanted it just solely so you could have the life gain back to help keep you in the game. You can use Miscalculation however you want to do it. It's literally up to you. I also have Arrival of the Hero, 2 white quick cast. If you control a J ruler, you may pay 2 white less for this. And it prevents all damage that will be dealt to resonators you control until the end of turn, or destroy target rested resonator. So if you Judgment, you can play this for free and all your dudes don't die that turn.
Yeah. From
damage anyway. Or you can just kill the rest of the dude. This card is insane how strong it can be at the right time. That's really about it. I like that on that. And then the final card in the sideboard is Erendite, the Nitrogen Blade. 1 blue, quick cast, cancel target automatic ability of a resonator. If that card is awakened, destroy that resonator.
Yep.
And it awakens for blue and 2. So I chose this because it gets rid of a lot of different stuff. And it can kill a guild. It can kill the black-green guild. That's the main purpose of it, is it gives you a way to answer a barrier dude.
Yeah.
And the reason why it can do that is because they automatically have to put a mystery counter on your dude at the start of their turn, so you're like, cancel that ability, awaken, kill that dude.
Simple.
So for 4 mana, you get to target a barrier dude. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Because you're actually just canceling the ability of putting a mystery counter on your dude. You're not really targeting him so much. It's just a different way to get rid of that dude. It gives you an answer to him, and it gives you an answer to a lot of different pesky little automatic abilities.
Hey, if it gives you an answer, it gives you an answer to win the game. Yeah, it gives you an
answer. It stops their Lancelots, it stops all of their silly automatic abilities. So you're just like, no, thanks. That's it really for the deck. The sideboard is fun. I don't know where I'm going to keep it or not yet on the sideboard. I got a lot of testing to do with this deck.
Yeah.
But overall, it seems like a really strong deck. Machines is always going to be good, just you got to figure out the right colors and the right way you want to play it. Thank you guys for joining us. The deck list will be down below if you want to check it out. Go for it. And then we will see y'all again next week. Later, guys.
Bye.
Alright, guys. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. And also hit the bell that gets you notifications on all of our content. Also, if you need the latest deck tech, it's going to be to the right. And if you need the latest gameplay videos, it's going to be down below.